be very careful about what goes into your mind in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. That is the most susceptible time for your brain. It's when you're in these alpha waves. So be very cautious, for example, about like using a clock radio, because if that, the news comes on, it's kind of a disturbing story, that will create a rudder for the rest of your day. So find another way to wake up, or just do what I do now. I get up when I'm done sleeping. Asking better questions. The mind is so incredible. It will create answers for virtually anything that we ask it. So if we ask, for example, hey, why am I such a procrastinator? Or why don't I have any friends? Well, our mind will tell us just loud and clear, hey, that's because you're lazy and you're mean, right? So leaders know to ask empowering questions. They're constantly looking for positive feedback from themselves so they can operate in the most productive state of mind. So here's some questions to ask yourself that will be much more empowering. I'll let you read these as they go. So imagine having these kinds of questions taped up on your bathroom mirror. And start with questions like this instead of yesterday's news. Here's the question that Rebecca and I have up posted in our office. Examples of discipline. Here's something I need to read. There's two types of pain, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Here's what Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's, has displayed in his office, or had, the late Ray Kroc. Nothing can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men and women with great talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are all-powerful. You see, leaders know the stories of determination and sacrifice, stories of time and treasure, won, lost, and regained. But think of it, nearly every person who you admire is a person who overcame something difficult. So think of Walt Disney and Oprah Winfrey. Remember when she was just originally a starving actress in The Color Purple, right? Incredible. Just worked and worked and worked and was determined to get through all things, all sorts of obstacles. But the people that we admire all overcame something. I don't think we admire anybody who simply got it easy. But the people who worked hard and put in the countless hours to make it happen. Leaders like these, they don't do it, until it gets difficult. They do it until. They do it until they reach their dreams. And they don't stop there. They don't wonder when to do it. They do it right now. Top performers recognize that accomplishment has just a couple of elements. Decide what to do and to do it now. And see, those who do it now enjoy a lot of benefits. They move immediately from one action to the next. They accomplish more each day. It's an incredible cumulative effect. Their goals are achieved hours, then weeks, then years faster than their similarly talented but slower peers, some of whom are going to be dead before they get to their goals. Plus, do-it-now kinds of people, it's their sure I can attitude. It gives them more self-esteem, more recognition, and better performance in everything that they're doing. So busy people have time for everything. People of leisure have time for nothing. And isn't that true? If you need something done, you find a busy person to do it. People of leisure just can't seem to get anything accomplished. Busy people constantly ask, what's the best use of my time right now? And people of leisure tend to ask, what do I feel like doing right now? Often the thing we most need to do is the thing we least want to do. A book came out by Brian Tracy not that long ago. It was called Eat the Frog. And what it refers to is this. If you get up each morning and eat a frog for breakfast, probably nothing worse is going to happen every day. For the rest of the day, right? The rest of your day is going to be better than that. In this business, for most of us, prospecting is frog eating. It's the thing that most of us really like doing the least. We enjoy training, we love going to stuff and all the rest, but prospecting for most of us is our frog. So eat your frog. Eat the frog and right away, and nothing worse will happen to you all day long. Here's the mantra. Do it right, do it right now. Oh, I love this story. Leaders put others first. It was 1971, and Southwest Airlines was getting started, and they had a problem. They needed to find hundreds and hundreds of people to serve as flight attendants who really, of course, need to put other people first. Otherwise, if there's trouble, they're the ones putting on life jackets and heading for the door. Okay? So what they did was they brought in just thousands of candidates and asked each of them to do a speech on why they wanted to become a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines. Yeah, clearly 1971. Okay? And what they did is they asked them to give a speech on why they wanted to be a flight attendant. Now, it was tense. People were nervous because they had to give it in front of everybody else. But the judges for Southwest didn't even watch the speeches. What they did was watch the audience, and they looked for the people who were rooting and cheering for their job competitors up on stage. And that's who they hired. Leaders get so busy giving thanks and recognition that they don't even need it. I mean, Jan Rue from Discovery Toys sends out 15 thank you notes a day. Jimmy Carter still does 100 a week. I mean, leaders know that if they can just lose themselves in other people's promotions, then their own promotion itself will be assured as well. Here we are now. Part 2. How do we create leaders like this? Well, this is network marketing, and what is the one way, the only way, to get other people to do anything important? Like prospecting or training or showing up for things. It's certainly just to do it yourself. In this business, is it ever really about product or price? Think of it this way. It's 3 a.m. and there's a knock at your door, and there's a guy kind of in the shadows, and he's saying, hey, I've got a brand new Cadillac outside. It's half price. All you got to do is come out and take a look with me. Are you going out there? Probably not, because you don't know him, don't like him, don't trust him. It's a great product, great price. It's about the person. And that's the key here. It's people will join your business and they'll follow your leadership for these same things. Do they know you? Do they like you? Do they trust you? Now I'm getting more and more curious where I'm going next with this, because I'm almost done. All right, so leadership is less about forever looking for the right person than it is about being the right person. I mean, if you follow the correct principles, others will follow you. Our oldest son got into some trouble with our car, as you know, and so we're doing now the Greg Decker road and driving school at home. So I picked up this book, which had a really smart quote in it. It said, parents are so worried about whether or not their kids are listening to them. What they probably have to be worried about is whether or not their children are watching them, watching what they do. Because when you take action, other people follow you. And this is the concept of universal law. It was first proposed by Immanuel Kant. He was an 18th century philosopher. And he said this, like, what would the results be if everyone else in the world were required to be just like you? So you've seen this on bumper stickers, I think, too. Like, right, what would this world be if everyone in it were just like me? But that's universal law. And that's really the key to acting. So if everyone in your organization were exactly like you, what kind of organization would it be? Would it be a group of leaders, of motivating people, of upbeat, hardworking, disciplined folks, or what? So that's the question. And that's a hard question for all of us. We're all working on this stuff. Right? But if everyone's following us, everyone's watching us, what are we going to get from that? This goes back years and years. 22 years ago, I think, I was heading off for my first business trip. It's a wallpaper trip. And Rebecca gave me a card with this quote in it. It's from Albert Hubbard. Some men succeed by what they know, some by what they do, and a few by what they are. On the day that we left our jobs to pursue independence through working in our own business, Rebecca and I wrote a note to our friends. And we closed that note as I'll close this presentation with this. What do you love? Does it surround you? Do you know what it is? Find it. Wrap yourself in it. Be thrilled with your life. If you work with passion, play with joy, discover with wonder, grow with spirit, lead with integrity, and love with all your heart, you'll live with freedom. Thank you.